When you are frustrated that the world isn't working the way that you think it should work, please take a moment to consider the idea that you're not paying attention to the world the way it actually is. You are not in alignment because you're not accepting and allowing and even or appreciating the world the way it is. So next time the world doesn't work the way you want it to, please take a step back. If possible, see the absolute humor of it. Imagine yourself on a stage, a comedian stage, and go, what would this look like as a comedian skit? Now, if you're like me, you won't be able to actually formulate that skit because you're not sure what's funny and what's not funny, because if you're like me, you have a absurd sense of humor which does not seem to match everyone else's. Or yes, that. Theoretically, I have a dark sense of humor, but I'm not sure if that's accurate. So I just know that mine's definitely different than most people's. Because I do tend to see the amusement and the irony of a lot of things in this world, especially when I recognize the one, absurdity, and two, the irony that the world isn't working. When I think that the world isn't working the way I think it should, it turns out that I'm not taking into account the world the way as it is. Either I'm in denial or I am trying to force it to be something that it isn't. I'm going to give you a wonderful little example. Earlier, I wanted very much to make a video. I was very happy about making a specific video talking about, well, we'll say what I was talking about before that video. But I couldn't make the video because I was ignoring and not allowing for the habits that, or the way that my mother was. I kept thinking in my head, oh, I want to make this video right now. Because I want to make this video, the universe will provide me that quiet moment to make the video. And as it happened right at that moment, that's when my mom had 5 billion questions. It's kind of like the concept that many people, especially parents, will relate, that the moment they go to the restroom, that's when the cat wants the attention, the kids want the attention, the people want the attention in the household. And for some reason, that one moment that you actually want to go and have to yourself, that's when everybody believes you exist. So, yes. If one had awareness and was paying attention and allowing for the fact that the world is the way it is, the cats are the way they are, they will sense that one moment, the kids will sense that one moment, and you just have to accept it and find it hilarious and accommodate and allow for it, then you learn to appreciate it and work with the world and be in alignment with the world. So next time the world isn't working the way you want it to, check to see your own alignment. Are you aligned with the universe? It isn't if the universe is aligned with you. It's if you are aligned with the universe. And believe it or not, this is something I was told by a lot of manifestors, and something I have actually found true to myself when I'm willing to admit it, which is that when you allow yourself to be aligned with the universe, it's actually, and allowing and appreciating and accepting the world the way it is, it's actually much, much, much easier to control the world and invite the world to flow in the direction that you would like to flow it. Or maybe you're just so aligned with it that you accept it. I don't know which one's which, but the point is, by sitting back and being present in the moment, allowing, accepting, and appreciating the world for the way it is, it's much easier to change things when you start from where the world starts than if you live in denial and rejection of the world the way it is and try to force it to do something when you're not even starting from where it actually begins. A lot of times when you try to force something, into a different way without accepting it from where it is, then you end up just having a willpower fight or a battle, a losing battle, mind you. And people who are parents or caretakers might actually find, if you look at it, that you might notice that the kids are a lot easier to enforce your own rules when you accept and allow and appreciate where they're coming from, their starting place. And if you're mindful of that, if you're aware of that, if you're paying attention. So I like to believe in the 4 ABCs. Now, I'm not sure if I'm going to remember them all right now, but 4 A's begins with awareness, allowing, accepting, appreciating. And we go to the B's, where take a deep breath, breathing, being in the world, finding balance in the world. Right at this moment, I can't remember the 4th B. I'm getting used to my own B's. And then you practice compassion for the world. And although my C's are constantly changing, right now it's compatibility, allowing yourself to be compatible with the world. Cooperating with the world. Really, the C's that I'm meant to put out there is compassion, communication. Very key in this world. If you want the world to be a certain way, the world is often actually willing to comply with you if you communicate clearly, having clarity, providing clarity of what it is. Because you know what? People actually can't read your mind. Sorry. But if you communicate well enough, then people can know. So compassion, communication. And at this moment when I have the migraine, I don't recall the other C's. I will remember when I'm more relaxed and I'm not on the camera. But still, I think of it as my 4 ABCs. So I have to go now, folks, because the world is calling for me. But hopefully you'll subscribe and you'll get to hear what my actual 4 ABCs are and go forth in the world and allow and appreciate. Hey folks, I just wanted to stick in one little more quick reminder that if the world isn't working the way you want, pay attention to patterns. So patterns, humans are very predictable, surprisingly so. Or maybe it's not surprisingly so, I guess whatever the opposite of surprising is, obviously so. And, you know, we'll get into another conversation about AI and humans and how predictable we are and how, whatever. I'll go on that line in a different video. If you go to KrinetEagle Journeys, we'll probably talk about it, that video there. But anyways, the idea of patterns. If you're finding frustration with the way the world works, if you know the patterns, then you can accommodate for the patterns and work with the patterns to achieve what you want in life. Now, I'm a very big believer in this, and you would say, well, okay, Krin, have you done the patterns? And I would say, well, no, I haven't, because I've often been one of those people who believes in the outliers. So if you understand statistics, there's the average, but I'm also such a rebellious person that I've often tried to live on the exceptions of the world. And I do believe in exceptions, and they do exist, i.e. miracles, but I just also think that if you find the world is frustrating you, I don't know, give it a chance. Not necessarily the patterns that other people, by the way, tell you, because other people are going to tell you their observations. I wouldn't base it off of that, because everybody's observations are different from different perspectives. And so if you're going to know how the world works, look at your own observations. I might be wrong about this. You're welcome to argue about this. I love it when people argue with me and tell me their thoughts, because that is the sharing of thoughts. If everybody thought the same, the world would be a very boring place. So do please share your thoughts if you made it this far. Have your own interactions with patterns and awareness. I love you. Thank you. Give yourself a big hug for me. Thank you.